discover?
Okay, well, two things we'll start out this morning with. First off, we didn't show it, which is probably best because you would have thought I was a fucking moron. It turns out one of the hardest things about doing this was actually getting the motherfucker out the box.
Yeah, I'll show them the box in a little bit.
Anyway, so if you look, there's a giant crack there. I just took a bunch and looked down on the floor. It was covered with some old funky sheetrock tape, but there's a giant hole there. Okay, so I'm actually going to cover that up. This is a piece of downspout from gutter that somebody obviously put in there because they cut this pipe too short. See that? I didn't do that. Not saying my cut will be any better, but I didn't do that cut. Okay, see, this is where I have to hold it on. Because I put the floor on.
Yeah.
And this is a slightly different size. I'm going to have to cut here. I'm going to have to cut this pipe.
But you don't have to cut the downspout.
I'll show you when I do it. But my idea was, I was like, God damn it, how am I going to deal with this? And it's like, well, dumbass, just drop it. And if it won't come out, cut the motherfucker again and pull it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, my handy-dandy spray foam.
Yeah.
I always want to look at the can to see what direction they're holding the can up. Because some of these only work upside down, and like this one only works right side up.
Right side up.
Don't ask me why, I didn't create it. So let's see, how big is this hole?
Enormous. Oh my God.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, because that expands.
It will expand after I do it.
Well,
so that's what you have to remember. What you have to remember with this stuff, which I don't really care here because it's going to come out and it can just stay popped out. I don't give a shit. Nobody's going to look in here. In fact, you notice I don't paint or anything in here. I've never cleaned it up or anything. Sweep the cobwebs down. That's about it. So I'll just fill this with foam. Oh, it's really taking a lot of foam. See, that's not good because that means cold air and everything else has been getting in there this whole time. Breeze and everything else.
31 years.
Okay, so, and you said, oh, you already changed it 18 years ago. Yes, 18 years ago I changed this. But my son was helping me. And unlike some people that when they have help, they like to come up with 50 things that didn't really need to be done and then make that person do them. That is not who I am. I don't like to have to ask for help. It makes me angry to have to ask for help because I think I ought to be able to do everything. But I sure as hell don't want to make it harder for them.
Anyone helping you? Yeah.
I don't want to make it, oh yeah, let's make this as hard as possible. I'm going to fill these holes too because that probably goes all the way outside. Oh. There was another hole there that needed to be filled down at the bottom.
And I can't film that, but I can film you talking about it. So there you go.
Film my ass. That's what you.
I know. I'm not film. I don't have your ass, just your back.
Okay.
I'll do an ass shot if you want. But
no, that's who you are. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it's like a little bit of spray foam goes a long way. And it's like it's just going to help insulate the water heater and keep air out of here. But like I said, I didn't notice before because my son was helping me and I was trying to do this as fast as possible because I actually don't enjoy eating my son's time. I like spending time with him, believe me. But I do not like to eat his time. And I've had that happen way too much with me. I guess that's probably why, because people ask me to help them and then it's like, oh, but can you help me? And while you're doing it, can you also make me a pot of tea? Yeah. or and can it have the wildest berries from the farthest reaches of the Himalayas where the Sherpa have to climb up and get them?
Yeah, and we don't want to get started right now, so let's go eat. We'll take you, but you know that's not getting the work done, right?
What's wrong? Oh yeah, we don't feel here's a good one. Oh, it's like this is the only help you have. You know what though? I don't want to go to lunch by myself. So here, you stay here and do this job, and I'll take your help, and we're gonna go to lunch.
Oh God, yes.
And you finish doing this while we're at lunch. But I'm not bitter by life.
No.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, so I do the opposite that most people do, I guess, because it's like I don't like to ask for help, and I surely don't like to feel like I'm making them, you know, do shit that they would not want, you know. And it's like, oh, yeah, I could have a life where I can sit here forever and help Mommy. No. So, yes. Alrighty then. And you'll see that's expanding already out of
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So we went from having, there was literally air coming in, especially that one I just did at the bottom. Lynn can show you. There was another hole over there.
Oh my goodness, a massive one. Let me see if I can get the camera that
I
way.
just filled. So,
Wow.
and now I'm going to go get some coffee and brain think this thing, because this one is just enough bigger. They getting it in the hole. I already had to take off the side thing.
Right.
This little piece of board. That's how close it is.
Yeah.
I had to take that off, or it wouldn't fit.
That's
that
the
goes
board
here
there.
to
That
keep-
board.
That's the door stop.
Yeah, door stop, yeah.
So the thing that stops the door from going through.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah.
And no, she didn't build that door. It'd be better.
No, if I built that door, it'd be better. But you know what? It's a perfectly. Here's the thing.
It works.
You know what? It looks perfectly good when it's closed. It's not unattractive. Blah blah blah. And it works. So why would I do yet another thing when I don't have to? Again, it's in the corner of the bathroom.
Right.
And it looks, yeah, even look at the other side of the door. You can see it looks perfectly
Yeah,
good.
it matches perfectly.
And it's got air holes for the gas
yeah.
thing and everything, so it's fine. No, would I have built that door? No. But there ain't nothing wrong with it, and that's why I've never changed it out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
While we make coffee,
The first rule of home maintenance: if it ain't broke,
don't
fix it.
I've got to go charge, so I'll go
Okay.
do that while we do coffee.
Alrighty. So we've taken the cardboard out. It's going to go to the garden. I'm going to use it to cover up some weeds because my garden, I need to get it in. It's not in yet. Should have been in already. Okay, so this was what was in the middle of that pipe. And you can see that's a pretty jerry-rigged mess right
Yes.
there. What it is it's an aluminum downspout.
Right, right.
Okay, when they cut the pipe, they went through the roof
Right.
at one point to put in probably our old water
Yeah,
heater.
40 years ago or more.
Yeah, God only knows. But at any rate, when they did that, apparently they cut it too short. And so to lengthen it, they put this in the middle.
But it just came
Which,
straight out without
I've got
any
news
cutting.
for you. So yeah, that's a Michigas mess. But they made do.
And it worked.
They made do and it worked. In fact, it worked good enough that I used it for years.
Yep.
But now I get to, because I raised the floor, and okay, so here's the first thing I'm going to do. Because if you've ever been with me on a project, you know I'm pretty dyslexic. And I screwed up. Notice I got my shades on.
Yes, I see that.
That's so I look like a rock star.
Is that
while
what that
I
is?
do this. These
Yeah.
are actually safety glasses for all you people bitch that I never wear safety glasses. Okay, so first thing I gotta do is measure this again. I've already measured it once and marked my pipe. I don't trust myself. So I'll move this over to the edge so I get a more accurate reading. Go all the way to the floor. What I want to do is I want to measure it so that it comes out just around here. So that when this goes up, it can actually go up into the pipe. But it's like, okay, so what did I say? It was 61 and a half.
I don't know, you didn't say it just now.
Oh, I did before. 61 and a half.
Yeah, still is.
Should be, wait a minute. Son of a bitch. 61. Actually 61. Should be 61 even. We'll see. If I have to cut this pipe again, I'm going to shit myself. It's going to be a bitch. Okay, so we turn the light on. You can see where the foam came out. Look at that. It filled that crack up. Look
Nicely.
at that. Well, we got a
Because
nice...
it keeps expanding as
That's
it dries.
what you want, is your crack filled, right, boys and girls? Okay, so 161 from the floor. So right there. Okay. So I'm gonna do the guesstimation thing that I do. Because how else am I gonna mark that? There are several ways I could mark it, but they would all depend on an even mark here.
And there's no even mark there, because that's...
Well, and there's other things I could do, like I can wrap something around and shit like that, but, you know, it's Selina, so let's just jerry-rig the motherfucker and go from there.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be great, it's in the freaking closet. So now we get we get our trusty grinding wheel. We probably does not have. Wait, no. See, I can't use that one. Why? Because it has a freaking hole in it. See that?
Yeah, lovely.
So I have to change. Some fucker put a hole in it. I wonder who that was. Some fucker hit a nail and put a hole in it.
Can't imagine who that was.
I can't imagine who that was. See that, DeWalt? See that? Send me some fucking tools, DeWalt. I use your goddamn shit all the time on here. Send me some fucking tools, you cheap bastards. You're richer than shit.
No, it is not a paid promotion, obviously.
It's not a paid promotion, but you could make it that way by sending me some freaking tools for free. What the hell, DeWalt? How much advertising have I done for you? Inadvertently. You owe me! Not only that, I freaking probably bought enough DeWalt tools to put your goddamn kids through college. The DeWalt kid, the kids that work, that's parents work at DeWalt, and my therapist kids, I'm putting through fucking college. You know, it's the Selina Rosen Scholarship Program. Okay. So I got to change the wheel out. So there are little arrows.
Those are helpful.
Yeah, but that's tighten instead of loosen.
Of course it is.
God, somebody put that on there too tight. I wonder which asshole did that.
But we got to find all these assholes that are doing this and fire them, right?
Yeah. Some asshole. Freaking. Okay, so how did that happen? That happened because I was cutting through something, piece of metal, that actually had a screw in it. And when it hit the different kind of metal after hitting the other, not that it won't cut a screw, because it will, but when it hit that, it broke. So now it's no good. I will use them down till they're this wide.
Right.
But once they have a notch taken out of them, you can't get a cut with them. I know, because I've tried.
No, really?
So you know, because I'm the cheapest person in the world. And yet I was willing to pay $50 more not to give a Q-Trump-looking money.
Yeah, there you go.
So if I can do it, you can do it.
So I'm turning off because I don't want to film you with that noise.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
All right. Okay. All right, so
I got it cut. Is it completely straight? No, but it's a lot better than it was. And hopefully it's going to fit because I promise nothing. Okay? I am really bad at measuring. I'm going to measure one more time before I even try. Because, like I said, super dyslexic. I was like, how dyslexic am I? Jack had to tell me I had taught all the kids Manish Tana wrong. Because I was saying Manish Nata, which is wrong. So, there's that. That's how bad dyslexic I am. But there you go. So, I'm measuring it again just to be on the safe side because, again, do not trust myself. Yeah, that's about right. So, let's hope. Look, okay, so, what I'm getting ready to do is use this. See, if you look down at the floor, you'll see there's a towel down there.
Right.
That towel is to help me move and maneuver this because it weighs 108 pounds.
Right.
I was saying 110 yesterday. What a fucking liar I am. It weighs 108 pounds. There you go. So.
With the box, it was 110.
There you go. There you go. So, at any rate, trying to see if how these line up because sometimes these do not line up the way they're supposed to. And sometimes
they will if you.
And in order to get this in there tight, what I may have to do is like fold
them
these,
down,
which you can do once.
Yes.
If you do that more than once, they're gonna break.
Yeah.
But you can fold them and then pull them into place. But they should line up. There's little slots in there that they go into. Good luck with that, especially where I have to try to put it.
Well, and they're bent weird right now, so they don't want to go, but they will go.
Yeah.
They just have to be bent.
Okay. So the first thing I have to do is line it up right with the hole.
Okay, so I am going to hang up so I can help.
Well.
Yes.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to push it over to the hole. Now remember what I said. It's barely going to fit.
Well, and you don't want to lay it on anything on the front because the front is...
The front is where all the controls are, so you have to be really careful. And the controls have to be in the front because otherwise, how the hell?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is test it to see if it'll go through, which it does barely, but I'm literally going to have to turn it with this and then turn it again inside the hole because that won't go through unless I do it right like that. Okay, so I'm testing it that way, but I will have to put it in by picking the bottom up.
Yeah, don't put your foot where you put it because it's against that flexible front. You put your foot against that flexible front.
I didn't put my foot on anything.
Okay.
That doesn't matter anyway.
Okay.
That's a safety thing.
Okay. Okay, it's over the lip.
Is it way over the legs have to go over the lip?
The back legs are over the lip.
Okay. So now I'm very carefully trying to get this in the hole without either getting a hernia and or breaking off any of the essential parts of the water heater.
There's pipes and stuff in the floor too, so yay! Yeah.
And there we go.
And it's in.
It's in the hole.
That's amazing.
Okay, I need to get it back a little bit. This should be back just a little bit now. That's as far back as it can go, so that's going to have to be good enough. Okay, see how it's rocking?
Yeah.
I'm going to fix that. I'm going to put a level on this. I'm going to go get some rubber that I have, and we'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to hook things up. Now remember I pulled that pipe off the side of the old one. I put it into this,
Yes,
okay?
right.
This is the easiest thing to do, okay? So I have this piece of hose that actually came off of some kit that somebody threw away for their washing machine.
Ah, okay.
So what I did was, that's why I went and got this piece of pipe here that also somebody threw away a long time ago, but this one was on the old one. So what I did was, and people are like, oh, it has to go into hard plastic that'll handle heat because that's the overflow in case there's too much pressure. Water, even as hot as it could get in this water heater, is not going to melt this rubber hose.
No.
And
it's not staying in there.
Because of the way this is made and where we have to put it, we kind of need that to be flexible.
Right.
And it fits right into that hose fitting thing that I had down there on the ground.
That goes down underneath the ground.
And so now it goes there and it goes under the house. So if that goes off, for some reason, if that goes off, the hot water will... Because this pops. This is a pop valve. It'll go poof, and then the water will rush out there, and that keeps the pressure from blowing up your tank.
Aha.
Though I've never had that. Okay, so I'm still rocking.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fix that yet.
Okay.
Because I'm going to wait till I get all the plumbing in, and then know exactly what I have to do. Because these are still flexible.
Right.
Because of the kind of fittings they are. Okay, so that's the next thing that goes in. And I need some plumber's putty. I like to use plumber's putty on water things because the Teflon tape I have good luck with on gas lines. I have horrible luck with Teflon tape trying to get it to keep water from leaking.
Yeah, okay, okay.
And of course this shit should be perfectly good, but the top layer is too hard.
Oh, of course.
For reasons known only to the manufacturer. Because they sell you these giant tubs.
Right.
They're supposed to last indefinitely, but as you just saw, I had to peel the top layer off to get to anything remotely soft enough to work. Okay, so what you do is you're going to take your piece of plumber's putty. Plumber's putty is easier to use, unless it's like this and it's not as soft as it could be, but it's about to get softer. You just work it in your hands, it'll get softer.
It gets warmer and gets softer.
Yeah, so because it was out in the cold, it was in the shop, even though it was in the freezer.
Yeah, we have a dead freezer.
I think we've talked about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just going to work it. You're going to work it into...
Kind of like Play-Doh.
Yeah, almost exactly like Play-Doh. Actually, it's a consistency. In fact, I've wondered before if you couldn't use Play-Doh.
I think Play-Doh would actually dissolve based on what it's used.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I know you can't eat Play-Doh. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around the threads towards the top. Never get it over where you're putting the, where the water needs to flow.
Right.
Because then you wind up with chunks of it in your line. And it's really just pressing it into the threads. And then you'll watch, half of it will come off.
Yes.
The main reason to use Teflon tape or plumber's putty or plumber's adhesive or any of that on these joints is more to make the pipe go on smoothly. It actually lubricates it, in fact. And it's not so much about what it's doing. So now I pull this shit. These are a bitch to get lined up, which is one of the reasons I want this to be loose enough to work. Okay, so be very careful because these are brass. This is a brass fitting, and it's got a flare on it. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What you don't want to do is strip that brass fitting. So that's one of the reasons, like I said, that's one of the reasons I want to keep this moving. Why will that not move? Jesus Christ, that's stiff. Okay. So I'm going to have to do a trick now because that is so stiff I can hardly roll it. So I'm going to try some WD-40.
Oh, okay. Then that won't move.
So I'm going to take some WD-40.
WD-40 is what
and
you
spray it down there, see if I can get that to loosen up because I need it to move by hand and it doesn't want to, which kind of sucks. The answer to why my pants are always nasty looking.
Because you use your hands to...
Well, because I
use your
put my
pants
hands right in the grease and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just really does not want to go. There it goes. Boy, it's stiffer than shit. And it's hard to get, because you don't want to strip it, and it's hard to get it to go. What a pain in the ass. Okay, so while I'm doing this, trying to get this strip, I'll tell you a little story of woe. So, this last weekend, my sister and myself, we had to go clean up a vast mess. And I knew it was coming up, and I didn't want to do it. And she didn't want to do it, and nobody wanted to do it, because it was somebody else's mess. And I put on my Facebook page, I put, there's no excuse for filth. That it's as easy as if I'm going to have to do that again. It's moving easier, but I need it to move super easy. It's as easy as if you don't make a mess, you don't have to clean it up. Mm-hmm. And if when you do make a mess, you clean it up right away, you never have to spend hours or days cleaning your space.
Right.
No excuse for filth. Oh my God. You would have thought I said, let's all go eat some babies. Yeah. People lost their minds. Apparently, I don't understand mental illness, and I don't understand having too much to do, and I don't understand blah, 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 and working all the time. And as you know, if you know me, none of those things are true. Mm-hmm. I am the poster child for mental illness. As far as physical illness goes, I not only have CFS, I have diabetes and arthritis. Okay, so, and they also didn't understand, obviously, what I was talking about. What I was talking about was not, I have a little clutter here and there. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, I haven't taken my garbage can out for a week. It wasn't, I have 2 weeks of laundry. We're talking about stacks of garbage that filled a dumpster to overflowing in less than a day and burning a trash pile for 3 days. Yeah. 3 days.
Yeah, 2 trash piles.
Yeah, but for 3 days.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. And what I immediately realized is that many people assume that I have an easy life, apparently. And so that's why I just don't understand. And it's like, in the course, so this is what I'm going to tell you. So we spent all afternoon Saturday. My sister spent 3 days up there.
Yes.
Cleaning up. that mess, it's still not clean to my liking or any other
liking.
human's or Tanya's liking or any other human's liking. But at any rate, that's what we did. Okay, so we did that while I taught Hebrew school.
Yes.
And we got ready for Passover, and the water heater broke. And the water heater broke on the day I was doing the Passover cleaning, actually. And so then on Wednesday morning, knowing the water heater was broken, that I was going to have to fix it, on Wednesday morning, I had to go to temple and help set up for the community Seder. After I took care of
You
Mom.
forgot that Sunday we went and cleaned for the
I
house.
did.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Sunday we went and cleaned the temple too. I forgot that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went from cleaning we went from cleaning that one place
To cleaning the temple.
to cleaning the temple.
Which we do
so
every
you
year,
just
but-
peel the excess off
Yeah.
when it comes
Right.
out.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to get that as tight as I can without stripping it.
Which is hard because we are the queens of over-torquing something. So
Yeah, I am the queen of over-twerking stuff. Lynn doesn't have to own any part of that. But at any rate, so on Wednesday morning, I went to the temple and helped set up for the community Seder. While doing this, they realized they have assigned no one to build chopped liver, which, by the way, I don't even eat. I hate it.
Yeah.
Nobody to build chopped liver because the gal who used to did it unfortunately died.
Yeah. You had already made the haroset for the whole
I had
thing.
already made the haroset for 60 people, but we didn't have chopped liver. So they're like, we're thinking about it. It's like, okay, so I had to leave. We were done setting up anyway, as much as I could help with. So I'm the one. I called Lynn and said, "Will you make chopped liver?" She's like, "Yeah." So I ran to freaking Aldi's. They didn't have chicken livers. So I wound up having to go to Walmart, which was a giant cluster because everybody and their dog was there. And that's another whole story. And then we came home, and while I helped Lynn a little bit, but mostly Lynn did the chopped liver herself. While Lynn was doing the chopped liver, I pulled out the water heater.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then then yesterday, it's been go do this and go do that.
Today is Friday.
Yes, I'm sorry that some people have so much trouble just keeping from throwing trash on the floor.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm talking about, people. I'm not talking about clutter. I came in, I've been working all day. I put my purse here, I put my pliers here, well, I don't have a purse, so pliers is what comes to mind. Put my pliers here, I put my screwdriver here. It's not put away, but it'll wait because I'm exhausted. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about, instead of putting the trash in the trash can, throwing it in the floor till it's this deep.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about when you have animals in the house and you just let them piss and shit on everything. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like, you would have thought, but it's like, and I'm doing all this, and I'm in incredible pain.
Right. So one of those is water in, and the other one
This
is
was
water
the
out.
hot water. This is the one that goes out.
Out.
This is the hot water. In fact, it's marked. If you can get up there, you can see this one's, the old
One
one
is
wasn't, but this one is marked.
Blue and red.
And also one of the things I noticed about it that's really cool is that this is actually over the top of the tank instead of
Can you
having
give me a little light in
dimple.
there?
Yeah, it's actually over the top of the tank
Blue.
instead of making a dimple to hold water and dirt.
Uh-huh.
And that's going to keep sweat and shit from getting in the tank. So that's actually a new thing on this
An
one.
improvement, huh?
Yeah, it's actually an improvement, a huge improvement. Okay, so now I got to try to do this again. I don't know if that one's going to move too. That one's not as tight, but I probably should oil it too. I don't know how you keep house if you don't have WD-40
And duct tape?
and duct tape and zip ties.
Yeah.
WD-40, duct tape, zip ties. Go ahead and get that.
I will get that. Turn it off for a second. Be right back.